Um, oh, I just forgot. I know this might not seem important. I remember one day, me foreman called me an ugly pea. Now this is going back to September '90, and he meant every word he said. And you're going to sound very sensitive. He was just kidding around. None of them were kidding around. That got mentioned a few times in the 1990s. I remember when I was in hospital, February, and my uncle in April, and then the foreman in September. Okay, we're into 1991. Then, no, as I said, I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go to a so-called hospital because there was only one in the catchment area, and I was frightened. I couldn't go to that place. It was like hell. I was living through hell, but that's like going to hell again and living through hell at the same time. So for most of that year, I did moping around. I never rarely go out during daytime, and the sunlight would obviously hurt my eyes as well. Especially if it was a sunny day with high pressure, I used to dread it. Even the cloudy bright day would kill my eyes. Pull the curtains over, weird habits, stinging your eyes from the tiredness. So most of '91 went by. Christmas '91 was terrible yet again. My mother in early '92 started putting pressure on me again to get looking for work. I must have ran out of money at the time, I think, and I went to the same building site I had been there in 1990. It was still going. So I think it was March. I went looking for my old job back again, which I got. This is how tired I was. I'd be working there, and then about two or three in the afternoon, I was so tired that I couldn't even push a yard brush. And you're going to laugh. You're going to say, "How can an 18-year-old male?" My birthday's in February. This is March or April. Sorry, into March, April. Can barely push a yard. That's how tired I was from exhaustion, from chronic insomnia. And one day the foreman gave out to me about it. I said, "Look at Lentos, what the hell's wrong with you?" I mean, he wouldn't say. Basically, a monkey could push a yard brush. It's not rocket science. He thought it was Dawson or something. I broke down crying. He said, "You're very emotional." And I said nothing. And when I would go home, I was so exhausted. I lied in bed, but one day I couldn't sleep. So I used to fall into the chair. For at least an hour to 2 hours, I couldn't get out of it. I'd just be like a zombie. My eyes would be gone, burnt out, but I couldn't sleep. So eventually, I think we were only working there 4 or 5 weeks. They were kind of what's the word? Running it down, not running down. I can't think of the proper word at the moment. Whereby they're getting ready to semi-close the site down, move on to something else, and they're beginning to bring things to I can't think of the proper words. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, people who had recently got employment were going to be laid off, and I was only there for a couple of weeks, so I was first on the list, and there was a few others. Any guys who'd been there for a good number of years still kept their jobs and moved on to different sites. So I lost my job, went back to my mother, said, "Matt, the job." My mum didn't believe me because I was only there for 4 or 5. I said, "Matt, they just laid me off." She said, "No," she kind of didn't believe me, and I hadn't collected. My dad then suggested I should go on the dowel. I said, I was so about my appearance, I didn't actually like having the queue to go down for the dowel. And okay, I went down. I did an interview. Yeah, and those days I had to do an interview to ask all my income, all sorts of stuff. What happened to me? I got laid off. They say come back in such a few weeks' time, and I got my dowel money. So I got my dowel. I was on the dowel at the time. I paid my mother obviously out of the dowel for staying there. So I still had chronic insomnia. Now it's 18 in 92, so we're talking, let's go to the summer, we're talking 3 years. Is it 3 years, sorry? No, I have to get it right. Yeah, it's 3 years without a wink of sleep. I was no good to anybody. I moped through most of 92. My mother thought it was Dawson, just watching cartoons and then Zig and Zag. That was basically walking at night time or at dusk and the sunlight. So Christmas again, 92 was terrible. Then 93, my mother, I began to feel that I wasn't wanted there anymore from early 90. I remember my mother was putting pressure on me. I remember around April or May I was out walking one day and I said to myself, I've only got 2 months at most top, so I must be in early May because this early July is when I got kicked out, early July. So I'm always spot on. You'll hear me making predictions, and I'm usually spot on to a nearly exact day and month or whatever. And this is an example how I did it again. I reckon I had no more than 2 months left, so it was probably early May and early July I was kicked out. So I had to start. I knew I was in trouble. My mother wanted me out of the house. She said I was moping around doing nothing, which I was, but she didn't realise how ill I was. She never asked me, and I never told her either. So eventually I had to look for a place, got the evening newspapers. I got another bed sitting done nearly again. This place was the old houses. They used to have 3 or 4 stories on them. I had a basement as well and 3 stories on top. It was, I forget how much it was at the time. I think it was £35 now, I could be wrong. I got this in early July, but these were only just my savings. I think I had around at the max between £450 £500 in total savings. And when I got the bed sit in early July, I worked it out that within 2 months' time I'd be totally broke. Yet again, spot on. So I got into this new place. I still couldn't sleep a wink. I was burnt out. This is something that went wrong. The first week I was paying, obviously I forget how much I paid for it. Could have been nearly £100 for, or 90 or 70, whatever. Between 70 and 100. So we say we'll go in the middle, 85. It's usually 80. It doesn't do it goes, say £80. Could have been probably more. And the first time the landlady went collecting the rent, what I did was I opened the door, because this is how innocent I was. I believed that I was actually living in her house, not the other way around, even though I was paying rent. So I opened the door and, basically you can come in and I'll give you the rent. Suddenly out of nowhere, she started accusing me of trying to take advantage of her, which of course I wasn't. I was just saying, being friendly. It's just, you can sit down there and I'll give you your rent money. Because I thought it was her house, basically, And this is where this is what I'm telling you, when you're down on your luck, you're broke, you're homeless, you're fairly ill, and you're always being falsely accused of something you never have done. And of course she went off downstairs, left, and I thought nothing of it. Then the husband came up, must be happy, started shouting at me. He said, "What were you doing?" I said, "Nothing happened." I said, "I didn't do anything. I was just trying to give her money. I was just being friendly." So you've got it all wrong here. And of course she wouldn't believe me. Now I don't mean to be cruel to the woman. The woman wasn't even good looking. Now you're going to say I'm not good looking either, but neither was she. And even if she was good looking, it's not the sort of thing I would do. I'm not like that. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm just saying that. So before you jump to any conclusions, I had nothing like that on my mind whatsoever. In fact, if she was the last woman in the world, I wouldn't be bothered with her. But that's neither here nor there. I know that's a horrible thing to say, but I've been falsely accused of something I didn't do. And from then on, he said, "I'm going to be collecting rent." I said, "That's all right." I remember crying a bit afterwards, because I remember not just because of the false accusation, but because of what happened at home with me mother kicking me out, and illness. I knew nobody realised how ill I was. I remember telling the landlord that I had chronic insomnia, and he said, "That's terrible." So he did show a little bit of compassion. I'm going to let you go. God bless. Goodbye. Thanks very much.